What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about LTCN, BCHG, and GSOL today. Just doing a quick little checkup on the Grayscale Trust, seeing where we're going, seeing what's up. And yeah, without any further ado, let's get into it, man. I know that there might be some of you who have requested other Grayscale trusts or other coins or other stocks that I may or may not have gone over tonight. There are a lot of comments, you guys. I was on vacation for a week and a half, and I'm back, and I still haven't gotten through all the comments. And man, I literally spent multiple hours today going through a bunch of them. So, and I've still got probably 30 minutes to an hour's worth left to do. But it got to the point where I needed to start making videos. Otherwise, I'd just be up way too late. So I already started making videos later in the day than I planned on doing. But I just want to let you guys know the main reason about this is I'm not trying to complain. I'm trying to say that if I haven't tended to your request tonight, I will tomorrow. Okay, I will tomorrow. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays are the request days, but we're going to make a special exception because of all the missed comments that I've had over the past week and a half. That way we can do that tomorrow. Anyways, enough of that. Let's get into this. I'm going to pause the I already paused the music. Okay, cool. Yeah, LTCN, looking at it on a weekly basis, it looks phenomenal. It looks super strong, right? I love this immense sell-off with a nice rounded bottom. You're showing parabolic structure. Love to see it. With parabolic structure comes amazing moves up with flash drops down, with another amazing move up with flash drops down. You know, that's just the name of the game. That's how it goes. So we're in the middle of one of those moves down right now, and it might seem like it's in slow motion, but I mean, by the time we find the low of this move, who knows? It could be a really quick move. It could be a steady move, but overall still relatively fast for the amount of price that we will be dropping. I don't know how to phrase that properly. Relative low to relative high. If I can get it, let's go. Come on now. There we go. From what it looks like, it's not really respecting this fib too much, so maybe we'll just scrap that. High to low here. There we go. There's some respect. Tipping the 2272. Support around this area. A little bit of resistance around this area. You probably work your way down to, I would say, $23 next. $26.50 to $23, but I would expect $23 around there. You'll probably work your way back up to like $32. You won't just drop straight down, right, in a straight line down here. You could, but I would expect that you find support probably somewhere down here as your next move comes. You probably come up, you'll form another lower high as a lower low here, and then you'll have your final finale of a move down here, kind of coinciding with that as well. That little channel that I'm trying to draw straight, but I just can't seem to. Anyways, I do think that LTCN will see prices below $20. I think anywhere from, potentially $14 to $19 is probably on the table. At this point in time, that can change. That absolutely can change. If we hold this $23.50 to $26.50 area and we start to see some breaking of this like downward sloping structure, that could definitely change things. But we're not there yet. We're not even down at this low yet. So let's just see how we go. As of right now, the next move is down. I don't like the daily RSI. It does look like it wants to go lower, in my opinion. If we look at it for what it is, you rejected the 60, had a decent rejection right off of there. If we take the more relative fibs for what they're worth as well, relative high here to the relative low, you come on now. Come on, there we go. You literally tipped your 618, tipped it, rejected it. You're below your 382. You closed below your 382 with a gap down, a solid gap down today. So lower you go. Generally speaking, what you'd look for is the extension off of this move, which would be the high to low, and bada boom, bada bing. $25-ish to $21.4-ish being your expected low area, which comes in line very well with that extension zone that we were just looking at, right? I know there's a lot of lines on here, but just bear with me, right? Because this is the 1618, right? You're probably going to go below that to your 1414, 1272, 2590, 2308. Is this right? Okay. I was like, I didn't get the actual high. There we go. 2650 to 2350. Yeah, there we go. And that lines up right there, literally in between this range. You've got the 1414, the 1272 of this more immediate fib extension to the downside. So I very much would expect actually that you see prices below $25 on this next move. Potentially you hold that 2650 area, but I think once you break this low, you're not going to go just below it. You're probably going to go a decent bit below it. So I'm thinking this level looks nice, about 2480 to potentially down to 2143, because again, you can absolutely go through these lines. You don't have to find direct support on it. If I take away this fib, I know there's a lot going on here, guys. But if I take away that fib there, you know, maybe even this fib actually as well. That's why there's too many fibs. You didn't find support right on the 1618. You went through it. So going through the 1272, it's not totally to be. It's not completely unexpected for something like this. That's just kind of the behavior of this chart is all I'm trying to say. So probably around, I'd say, if I really had to say, just like cut and dry, $25 to $21.50, somewhere in that area is where we're headed to next. Heavy emphasis on that $23.50 area, if I really had to guess, for LTCN. Yeah, that's that. We can look at LTC real quick too. I made a video on LTC. Well, not on it, but it was in the request video today. I was kind of theorizing that this could be a bear flag, right? It really could be. And if it is, that would imply that we see a move down. Let's see. I mean, I would think that's the pull, not the consolidation, but the move itself. In which case, you'd see a move down to about $65. Sounds about right. Low phase or lows area. I can't talk today, man. The low area of this accumulation phase. If we zoom out a little bit on the weekly, you can see that you found resistance up here, coming back down here, forming a relatively higher low nonetheless, but still finding support in an area that you found support here, here, resistance back here, all around that $65 area. It makes sense to me. So you really could go down there. You might not, though. You might not. You know, this as of right now, the week does look nice. I did say in the request video that I wanted to see how Litecoin closes this week. So that does remain to be seen. We have about 3 days left. If this week closes red, then I stand by what I was just saying. However, if it closes green, the further we get away from this 50, man, the more of a bounce that it looks like this, it's a nice look on your weekly RSI, and that could promote prices moving up. Don't get too excited. It doesn't mean LTCN is going to pump. LTC can move up, and LTCN can move down. Absolutely, it can. So we've seen it happen several times. It can definitely happen again. And just because it moves up doesn't mean that it's going to go to new highs. Perhaps it moves up and then it moves down. You know, who knows? But time will tell. We'll see. I'd like to revisit LTC later this week. But LTCN, as far as I'm concerned, does look like it wants to move lower relatively immediately to that $21.50 to, what was it, $23, $24, somewhere around there. That's LTCN. Let's talk about BCHG. BCHG on the weekly. Nope, come on now. What are you doing? I really like the weekly RSI. It looks very strong, phenomenal. It's going to do well, you guys, in the months to come. But it could go lower and still be fine, right? Oh. Almost messed something up there. Let me see. Hold on now. There we go. Yeah, we're good. Okay. You know, we've kind of got this like trend. I don't know. That's a horribly drawn line, but maybe like this more immediate. You can kind of see what I'm going for. You can go lower, is all I'm trying to say. You can go lower and still be fine. Let's look at the daily. Daily RSI rejecting the 60, not a good look in itself. If you look at the relative price action, kind of like LTCN, I believe you found resistance at your 618. Yes, you did. 61869 zone. Closed just below the 382. It's a nice attempt of a recovery, but you still went down today. Let's see how the week closes, but I'm not in high hopes. You kind of, what you did was you found support on your 236, finding resistance on your 382 if you reject tomorrow. So let's see how tomorrow closes. Even if you do get above this 382, I'm not convinced that you're going higher just yet. It's a pretty nasty rejection off your 618. And then rejecting the 60 area, I would think that you go lower. But time will tell. Let's just see. Let's wait and see. 3 hour. Yeah, the 3 hour looks like it wants to go lower too. What's this relative doing though? Yeah. If you go higher, it's going to be barely. I doubt you break above 15 bucks. If you do, barely above 15 bucks, but you're probably going to go down soon. And where I think BCHG is going next, if I really had to guess, let's see. It's kind of hard. I might take the macro fib on this one. Why am I taking this high instead of the actual high? It's because as far as the move goes, right? If you look at it, this is the high that ignited this move, where this high ignited the consolidation. So that's my kind of logic behind that. You could take the absolute all-time high to the all-time low. I mean, that makes sense for significance as well. As far as I'm concerned, they're very close to each other. This is just how I like to draw it. They both seem to have some significance. So the 618 might be where you go next, down to about 781. You're at 1459 now. You could go down there. You might not hit it exactly, right? As you did not hit the 236 exactly here. You didn't even hit your 382 here. You might, not go exactly to 781. But I would expect that you go below this low here. So really what I'm implying is somewhere in this range, between about 1080 to 790. Somewhere in that range is probably where you're going to go. And it really wouldn't surprise me at all if you did actually go down just below $8 there, because that you have previous areas of resistance here. It is your 618 on a macro scale as well. If we take this here, tip the 2272. Wow, that lines up very well with the 2618 and the 2272 as well. I love seeing stuff like that, man. Wow. 2272s. Yeah, oh man. I want to go back to this real quick. Hold on. Something like that, line of best fit. You probably do. I doubt you go down this whole time. I doubt that's going to happen, right? You might not. Wow, okay. You might not hit that line, man. Unless you were to do it really quick. Because I doubt BCHG is going to be working its way down until July. That to me just doesn't make sense. I don't think that doesn't make sense to me. It would look nice as far as this line goes, but you're at your 1618. That wouldn't look too bad, but I don't think that's going to happen, because I don't think BCH is going to be moving down that whole time either, right? So not that they have to move in unison, but I mean, if you were to see some kind of extreme drop all the way back to $5 sometime this month, that could happen. That's possible, but that would just be that'd be so extreme on your fibs. All the way from a 3618 all the way back down to your 100, your 886 level. That doesn't seem right to me either, man. So you might be doing something even more bullish. Yes, this drop could be bullish, you guys, where you do find support in this 1618, 1886 area between 867 to 742. Maybe you go lower, whatever, but you're curving up from this trend line that you've been holding, right, since your low. And that could imply parabolic behavior in itself too, which would be nuts, because that would mean that your next move up would be insane. It'd be, I mean, you'd go potentially from like $8 all the way up to like $60, man, $50 once it's all said and done. That'd be awesome. I know you guys would all love that, man. That'd be really awesome. And it doesn't mean that it has to happen immediately. I want to be clear, right? It can hit that, consolidate for a little bit, as you did here, kind of, right? As you did here for a little bit, right? For months, you can consolidate for months and then move up, right? It doesn't have to be an immediate bounce like this was. It could be, but I doubt it. But we'll see. So we'll just stand by that, man. I think you're going to go between about, let's just say, like $7.50 and $8. Best case scenario, $10 to $11, but you're at $14.60 now, so lower is where I think you're going to go nonetheless. And that would be okay, right? Weekly RSI looks nice. You can afford to go substantially lower and still have a higher low and still look nice, so don't worry about it too much. Daily RSI rejecting that 60, not a good look. You get below that 50, likely you'd go lower. It's kind of odd. It's not odd. It's nice to see finding support on this 40, but then not nice to see the 60. It's kind of neutral behavior. You're probably about to show your colors, though. I would think on this next pass you do go below the 40, but we'll see. We'll see. Time will tell. Anyways, that's BCHG. Lower is what I'm thinking. Where's this real quick? I don't know if I took this fib. 939, 785. Yep. Numbers coming up, man. You likely are going to go below $10. Likely you are. Yeah. I think BCHG might bottom out before LTCN does. They'll probably both start moving up around the same time, but LTCN move down for a longer amount of time, if that makes any sense. That's not saying that it's in worse shape or anything. It's just the name of it right now for whatever reason. There was a time when LTCN was pumping before BCHG was, right? So like they just take their turns. GSOL, I think I said last time that I'm pretty convinced that's the low, but it wouldn't surprise me if it went back to about $200. I mean, between really like $280 to $200 is probably on the line here. High to low, low to high. If you guys are wondering why I didn't make a video or include Bitcoin Cash in that last segment, I mean, I guess I can. I'll do it after this. We'll do it now. Okay, we'll do it now. We'll do it now. The reason why is because I made a video yesterday. 476 is what it's at now. Looks like it wants to go down to me. You move down, had your breakout move to the downside, consolidating. Likely you will continue to move down. The daily RSI looks bad. 4-hour RSI looks sad. Probably going lower, so that makes sense with BCHG as well. Back to GSOL. But again, the reason why I didn't include it or go super in depth is because I made a video on it yesterday. If you guys really are curious, we can go. It's this one, right? Bitcoin Cash price predictions for months to come. I will talk about it again. I'm just not trying to talk about it like every single day when nothing really too exciting's happened, right? It hasn't moved. It hasn't moved a whole lot, has it? Let's see. Yeah, it's literally, it hasn't moved, so it'd be the same exact video, man. Anyways, very neutral RSI, 260 at the 618, 240 somewhere in that area, 197. Maybe you could go as low as 197, but really I think that 220 to 260 area looks nice for GSOL. I do think it wants to move lower. And that's okay. Yeah. Yep. And that's all I got to say. So if you guys like the video, hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more. And I did it again, man. I did it again. It's the end of the night for me. I'm a little bit sleepy. Solana at 143 right now. $143. The weekly RSI looks sad. I would expect that you move at least back down to here at about 113, 112. Probably. Oh man, I said it looks sad, but it actually looks pretty good. Slipping. That's not a good look, actually. I lied. Let's see how this week closes. But yeah, you might actually, man. Let's see. You could be making a move, Solana, below $100, below $80 even, around 73 bucks. That could be your move, that 382. Best case scenario is around $109, which is possible. But right now I'm looking at that $73 area, maybe $81, maybe. You could come down here based off this relative low. I feel like that stands out more, this low does, but whatever, maybe this low. You could come down to your 382, 236, find a little ping pong action. It could set you up for this like head and shoulders, and it would scare a lot of people, and then instead of breaking down, we'd break up. Head and shoulders patterns are inherently bearish, but that doesn't mean you have to go down. And I wouldn't think, even if it showed this, I think this would be more of a scare tactic, and you likely would continue to go higher. But I think that $81 area, potentially down to like $73, is a promising area for Solana. So if Solana's going down, GSOL is going to go down, and that, my friends, is the end of the video. So if you liked it, if you had a good time, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more. I do apologize if the energy seems low, man. I am tired. I've got to do some chores before I go to bed, man. I got some stuff to do, and that's all I got to say. So take care. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.